Well, how it ended with the high drama that we normally do for the end of the season. And Joe wanted to go into the fire, and Casey and Dawson were having their moment of goodbye. And I know that for Bowden, he was feeling quite upset and impotent, didn't know what to do because the way in was blocked. And he doesn't like to lose people at the best of times. So that drama and everybody locked inside, and Severide was inside, and David, I can't call him David, Herman was inside with Mouch and he was having a heart attack, and Bowden was pretty convinced that he was going to lose someone that day. I think it's going to change the dynamics quite a lot for the audience watching, and I like the fact that the audience are waiting with bated breath for what happens next. And there's a friend of mine in the bar that I drink and he's like, "What's happening?" And I never give anything away. But what it's going to do for the season that's coming is everybody's sort of going to have it at the back of their head how close they came and the loss that they have to take on board. The end of season 5, that is such a dramatic moment, because Dawson is like his surrogate daughter, and her hurting is going to affect him a lot. Casey, Severide, they're like his sons, so he's pretty devastated at that particular moment. The rest of his life, like his family and everything else, that's going fine, but there's a fine balance that he's got to hold. He's got two families, and the new family is a new thing of trying to keep that together and keep the Firehouse family together, and he's failed twice at that. And so that's where we left him. It was kind of okay. We didn't really focus on it that much, but we'll have certainly be having a look at that this season. We will pick up exactly where we left off, almost the moment that we left off. And there'll be a certain amount of satisfaction, and there will be for some fans, and other fans will be very disappointed. I can't give away any more than that. But I can turn around and say, for all the people that the fans will know are alive because they were outside, they'll be happy to see their people, and they have to watch and discover who did or who did not make it from inside the fire. I think our fans will follow us anywhere. I don't think it's going to matter what night we're on. The one thing I know from walking the streets of Chicago is that Chicago Fire fans are wholeheartedly into us, and they believe in us. So it doesn't really matter to me, and I don't think it will matter to them what night we're on. It all derives from the alchemy that we all have, especially on fire, and it makes things very organic. The script is a script, and it's the launch pad for the relationships and the alchemy that's already there. And so how they've grown as we've grown. We're starting year 6. We're not exactly the same as we were as when we first started. When we first began, we had an idea about what we wanted to be. And now we're much more secure in what we are and what we do. We represent first responders across the globe, not just Chicago, because their stories don't really get told. Whenever there's a catastrophe, first responders are the first ones who have to go in. That fear, if it's a terrorist thing, that there may be a second bomb, is something that first responder has to take on board. These are the conversations that we have because our extras are firefighters and policemen. They have to take that on board every time they walk into a scenario. Ambulance people too. So that has helped us grow as human beings and as actors. And we bring all those conversations into the smallest scene that we do at work. And so I know that we're very, very proud to represent them. But then that reflects back to us as actors with each other when we talk about the stories of, guess what I just heard? This, that, and the other. And it all kind of comes into a big machination of alchemy on that screen. And so, yeah, it's very, very organic. you know, I feel very passionately about the alchemy of the Chicago Firecast. And the reason why they should tune in is because they're going to get more of that. And I know it's a very, very rare thing to see that. The writers this year have also turned around and said they're going to dig deeper and pull up storylines that really engage them. So they're not only going to get the excitement of the action and stuff, but they're going to dig deeper into our characters. And I think they should tune in for that, because you get to see these people who can function really well in a heightened situation like a car crash or a fire, and they're experts, but you come to their personal lives and they're kind of dysfunctional and they're not great at it. And that's a good balance, I think. And I think that's always something that you can watch, you know, because certainly as an actor, it excites me to be able to play. I'm really good at this thing, but I'm terrible at this thing over here, and trying to bring the balance of both. And I think they'll see that and all their favorite characters do that.